You are not just tired. You are carrying something. A weight that does not show up on the outside, but it sits on your chest the moment you wake up. You smile at people, you do what you have to do, you say you are fine. Then you get alone, and it hits again. So you pray. Quietly. Almost like you are afraid to take up space. You ask God to help, to heal, to take this heaviness away. And then you wait. And it feels like your words rise up, touch the ceiling, and fall right back down on you. That silence can feel cruel. Like maybe God is distant. Like maybe you are doing it wrong. Like maybe you are too broken to be heard. But what if the silence is not rejection? What if you are not failing? What if what you need is not more religious effort, but emotional healing? Because there is a difference between looking okay and being okay. And God is not confused by that difference. He sees the tiredness you hide, the ache you never name out loud, the part of you that is exhausted from holding it together. Stay with me. We are going to talk about a prayer that does not perform. A prayer that lets you breathe again. A prayer for healing the heart. And for dropping the weight you were never meant to carry alone. You are not just sad. You are exhausted. Sad is a feeling. Exhausted is a way of living. It is waking up already tired. It is smiling on autopilot. It is answering texts with a calm tone while your chest feels tight. It is doing the right things all day, then lying in bed at night and feeling like something inside you is still screaming. And the worst part is, you do not even feel allowed to say it out loud. Because in America we respect hustle. We praise people who keep going. Even in church, you are supposed to be strong, blessed, grateful, put together. So you learn to hide the messy parts. You learn to pray with a nice voice. You learn to say, God is good, even when you feel like you are barely holding on. And then comes the shame. Shame is that quiet thought that says, if people really knew how tired I am, they would judge me. They would think I am weak. They would think my faith is fake. So you keep it private. You carry it alone. Maybe nobody sees it, but you do. You feel it when you snap at the people you love. You feel it when your body is there, but your mind is miles away. You feel it when you cannot cry, because you are too tired to cry. You feel it when you pray and the words feel hollow, like you are talking into empty space. So here is the question I want to ask you, and I want you to be honest. Not church honest. Real honest. Does God actually see you right now? Not the version of you that looks fine. Not the version of you that posts a verse and keeps going. The version of you that is tired in your bones, tired in your soul, tired of pretending. Because if you do not believe He sees that version of you, you will keep praying like you have to perform. And that kind of prayer will only make you more tired. Stay with me. We are about to open the scriptures in a way that feels personal. Not as a lesson, but as a lifeline. And then Jesus says the line that hits different when you are not just sad, but drained. Matthew 11 verse 28. He says, "Come to me, all who are weary and carrying heavy burdens, and I will give you rest." Notice what He does not say. He does not say, "Come to me, all who have it together." He does not say, "Come to me, all who prayed perfectly." He does not say, "Come to me, all who are strong." He says the tired ones, the burdened ones. That is you when you have been holding your breath for months. That is you when your body keeps moving, but your soul feels behind. That is you when you are smiling in public and falling apart in private. That is you when you are sick of being the strong one, the reliable one, the one who never needs anything. Because in our culture, especially in America, we are trained to power through. Even our healing becomes a project. Like if we just try harder, read more, pray more, perform better, we will finally earn peace. But Jesus does not offer peace as a reward for effort. He offers rest as a gift for surrender. Come to me. That is not a task list, that is an invitation. And heavy burdens, that phrase is so real. Some burdens are obvious: money stress, health problems, family drama. But the heaviest burdens are usually the invisible ones: the pressure to be okay, the fear of disappointing people, the guilt you carry from old mistakes, the shame that keeps you silent, the constant mental noise: what if I lose this? What if I fail? What if they leave? What if God is disappointed in me? You can carry that for years and still look fine. And that is why it is so exhausting. You are not just tired from life. You are tired from holding yourself up. So when Jesus says, "I will give you rest," he is not talking about a nap. He is talking about relief in the core of you. The kind of rest where you can finally unclench, where you can stop bracing for impact, where you can admit, "I cannot carry this alone, and I am done pretending I can." This is the part most people miss. Coming to Jesus is not just walking into a church building. It is not just listening to worship music. It is not just saying words at night. Coming to Jesus is letting your guard down. It is telling the truth. It is placing the weight in his hands, instead of keeping it on your chest. And if you are thinking, "I have tried, I still feel tired," hear me. Rest is often a process, just like healing. Your body has learned stress for a long time. Your mind has learned survival for a long time. When Jesus gives rest, he is not always changing your schedule first. He is changing your inner posture, so you can breathe inside the same life. In the next part, we are going to connect these two verses. Psalm 147 is the wound. Matthew 11 is the weight. And once you see the difference, your prayer stops being performance and starts becoming release. Here is the first lesson, and it explains why so many prayers feel unanswered. Your pain has two layers: the wound and the weight. The wound is what happened to you, the thing that cut you, the betrayal you did not see coming, the childhood moment that taught you you are not safe, the relationship that slowly cooled until you felt invisible, the loss that left a hole nobody can fill, the words spoken over you that you still hear in your head when life gets quiet. That is the brokenhearted part. Psalm 147. God heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. But the weight is different. The weight is what you have been carrying since then. It is the pressure to be okay, the need to prove you are fine, the mental load of keeping everyone happy, the responsibility you did not ask for, the fear that if you stop holding it together, everything will collapse. This is the weary and burdened part. Matthew 11. Come to me, you who are tired and carrying heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. Most people pray like this: God, please take away the sadness. Make me feel better. Fix my emotions. And maybe God does touch the wound. Maybe he starts healing the hurt. But you are still carrying the weight. So you feel relief for a moment, then you crash again. Because even a healing heart cannot breathe under a crushing load. Let me make it real. Some of you are not only grieving, you are also overfunctioning. You are the one who pays the bills, the one who remembers birthdays, the one who keeps the peace, the one who takes care of everybody. You have trained yourself to be needed because it feels safer than being loved. So you keep carrying, and you keep calling it strength. But it is not strength, it is survival. And here is the hard truth. If you only ask God to heal the wound, but you never let him lift the weight, you will get tired again. Even if the wound starts to close, the weight will reopen it. Not because you failed, but because the system is still overloaded. This is why emotional healing is not just crying and feeling better. It is learning to release what you were never meant to carry alone. It is learning to say, I am not God. I cannot control everything. It is learning to stop trying to earn love by being useful. It is learning to stop pretending you are fine when you are not. And yes, it is scary, because the weight has become your identity. You do not just hold the burden, you feel like you are the burden holder. So if you drop it, who are you? But Jesus is not asking you to drop it into empty space. He is saying, bring it to me. Not when you have it organized. Not when you can explain it perfectly. Bring the mess. Bring the exhaustion. Bring the shame. Because he heals the wound and he gives rest from the weight. In the next part, we are going to name the hidden burdens nobody talks about. The ones that make you feel tired, even when nothing dramatic happened today. Once you name them, you can finally start putting them down. Let us name the burdens that are destroying people quietly. Not the big dramatic tragedies. The small hidden weights you carry every day, the ones nobody claps for, the ones nobody even sees. Because the truth is, you can survive one big crisis. Adrenaline will carry you. People will show up. You will be in motion. But the secret burdens, those are the ones that drain you for years. It is the burden of looking okay. You walk into work, you say good morning, you answer emails, you laugh at the right moments, and inside you are barely holding on. You go to church, you lift your hands, you say amen, and there is a part of you thinking, if they knew what my mind is like at night, they would not sit next to me. It is the burden of being the strong one. The one who never needs help. The one everyone depends on. The one who cannot fall apart, because if you fall apart, the whole system feels like it will collapse. So you keep your tears behind your eyes. You swallow your anger. You handle it. You always handle it. It is the burden of carrying old shame in silence. You made mistakes. You said things. You did things. Maybe nobody knows. Maybe people know and you think that is all they see. So you overcompensate. You serve more. You smile harder. You try to prove you are not that person anymore. And you are exhausted, not because God is heavy, but because shame is heavy. It is the burden of never feeling safe. Even on good days, you are bracing. You cannot relax because your nervous system is trained to expect impact. A text comes in and your stomach drops. Someone changes tone and your heart starts racing. You are not crazy. You are tired from living on alert. It is the burden of loneliness in a crowded life. You are surrounded by people, but you do not feel known. You talk about work, sports, food, news, but you never say what is really happening in you. Because you are afraid if you say it, you will be too much. Too needy. Too messy. Too emotional. So you keep it polite. And you keep it distant. And you keep it alone. And here is why this matters. These burdens do not feel like sins. They feel like normal adulthood. They feel responsible. They feel mature. But they are killing your rest. So when Jesus says, "Come to me, you who are weary and burdened," he is not only talking to the person with obvious problems. He is talking to the person who looks fine. He is talking to the person who keeps it together so well that nobody checks on them anymore. And if you are that person, hear this. You do not have to carry it alone to be worthy of love. You do not have to perform calm to deserve peace. You do not have to hide to be accepted. In the next part, I am going to show you how to pray in a way that actually releases the weight. Not a long speech. Not a perfect script. A simple pattern. Honest, slow, and real. Let me stay with this a little longer, because this is where most people feel seen for the first time. The secret burdens are not loud. They do not look like emergencies. That is why they are so dangerous. It is not the one big thing that breaks you. It is the 1,000 tiny things you never talk about. The constant holding. The constant pretending. The constant swallowing. You say, "I am fine," so many times that your own heart starts believing you. You laugh at jokes you do not even hear. You answer, "All good," while your mind is racing like a motor that will not shut off. You tell yourself, "Other people have it worse, so I should not complain." And you keep carrying it alone because you think needing help means you failed. But listen, the Bible does not call you weak for being tired. Jesus does not shame you for being burdened. He does not say, "Come back when you have better attitude." He says, "Come to me." The problem is, most of us come to him with our Sunday face, not our real face. We come to God the same way we show up to people. Edited, filtered, polite. We say the right phrases. We avoid the ugly truth. We keep the pain vague. We keep the fear hidden. We pray like we are trying not to be a burden, even to God. And that is why the weight stays on your chest. Because you cannot put down what you refuse to name. You cannot receive rest while you are still performing strength. So here is the moment of honesty. What are you carrying that nobody knows about? Is it the fear that you are falling behind? That you will never catch up? Is it the regret that hits you at night, the woulda, coulda, shoulda? Is it the pressure to be the stable one, the responsible one, the spiritual one? Is it the loneliness, even when your calendar is full? Is it the anger you keep swallowing because you do not feel safe to speak? Is it the shame that says if they knew, they would leave? These are not small things. They feel small because you got used to them. But they are heavy. And they are stealing your rest. So what does it look like to stop carrying alone? It starts with one sentence that feels scary. God, here is what I have been hiding. Not here is what I should feel. Not here is what I wish was true. Here is what is true. Because healing begins where honesty begins. And rest begins where hiding ends. In the next part, I am going to guide you into a simple prayer pattern. 1 minute, maybe 2. That helps you name the burden, hand it over, and breathe again. Not because life suddenly gets easy, but because you are not carrying it by yourself anymore. So here is lesson 3. The prayer that heals is usually not the longest one. It is the most honest one. Because talking a lot can be another way of hiding. We use big spiritual words to stay safe. We keep praying in circles because silence feels too close, too exposed. But Psalm 147 says God binds up wounds. That means He is not scared of the messy part. And Matthew 11 says, "Come to me, and I will give you rest." That means you do not have to perform strength to be welcomed. So let me give you a simple way to pray when you feel emotionally heavy. No speeches, no perfect script, just a pattern. First, be honest. 1 sentence.
God, this is where I am, not where you should be, where you are. God, I am tired.
God, I feel numb. God, I feel anxious. God, I feel ashamed.
God, I feel alone. Name
it. Because you cannot heal what you keep vague. Second, breathe. Slow down your body before you try to fix your thoughts. Inhale. Exhale. Let your shoulders drop. You are not doing a technique. You are telling your nervous system you are safe enough to stop bracing for a minute. Third, release the weight. This is the hard part. Picture what you are carrying. The pressure, the fear, the need to look okay, the thing you keep replaying. Then say it simply. Jesus, I give you this. I cannot carry it anymore. And do not rush past that line. Let it be real. Fourth, invite healing into the wound. Not the whole life. Just the sore spot. Father, bind up this place in me. Touch what is broken. Maybe it is grief. Maybe it is rejection. Maybe it is disappointment. Maybe it is old shame. Ask Him to bandage the exact place that hurts. And then, stay quiet for a moment. Not because you are trying to hear a voice, but because rest needs space. Your soul cannot unclench if your mouth keeps running. If you want one short prayer to repeat, keep it human. God, I am tired. God, I am hurting. God, I cannot carry this alone. Please bind up my wound and give me rest. That is it. And if you do not feel a huge change immediately, do not panic. Healing is a process. Remember, binding a wound takes time. Rest can come in layers. Some days you will feel lighter. Some days you will feel the same. That does not mean God left. It means your heart is learning how to be held. In the next part, I will guide you through a 60-second prayer you can use right now. A prayer you can say in your car, in your bathroom, in the middle of a hard day. When you feel like you are about to break. Okay. Right now. Do not overthink it. This is for the moment you feel like you are about to break, but you still have to keep going. In the car. In the bathroom. In the break room. On the edge of the bed. Wherever you are, You are allowed to be human here. If you are driving, keep your eyes on the road, but let your shoulders drop a little. If you are sitting, put both feet on the floor. If you are standing, stop clenching your jaw. Uncurl your hands. You do not have to hold yourself up this hard. We are going to do a 60-second prayer. But first we calm the body, because your body has been carrying the fear like a backpack you cannot take off. Inhale slow through your nose. Hold for a beat. Exhale longer than you inhaled, like you are letting the day slide off your ribs. Again. Inhale. Exhale. Let your stomach soften. Let your shoulders fall. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Good. If your eyes water, let them. Tears are not weakness. Tears are pressure leaving. Now pray with me. Say it out loud if you can. If not, whisper it inside. Father, I am here. I am tired. I have been carrying too much for too long. You see the wound I keep hiding. You see the part of me that hurts when the room gets quiet. You see the memory that still stings. You see the fear I keep swallowing. You see the shame I keep pretending is not there. So right now, I name it. This is my wound. This is my pain. This is where I feel broken. And right now, I release the weight. I release the need to look okay. I release the pressure to be strong for everyone. I release the burden of fixing everything. I release the stories in my head that say I am alone. Jesus, I put this in your hands. I cannot hold it anymore. Bind up this place in me. Touch what is raw. Calm what is racing. Soften what is tight. Heal what is bleeding inside. Teach my heart how to rest without guilt. Give me the kind of rest you promised. Not just sleep. Rest in my soul. Rest in my body. Rest in my thoughts. And if nothing around me changes today, let something in me change. Let me breathe again. Let me feel held. Let me feel safe enough to stop bracing. Father, thank you for hearing me. Thank you for being close. Thank you for carrying what I cannot. Amen. If you want to go one layer deeper, add one sentence right now. Keep it simple. Father, the wound is this. Then name it. Rejection. Grief. Betrayal. Loneliness. Anxiety. The pressure to be perfect. The fear of being seen. The regret you cannot undo. Say one real word, not a church word. Then add one release. Father, I lay down this burden. And name the burden. The need to control. The need to prove myself. The need to keep everyone happy. The need to stay numb. You do not have to solve it in this minute. You just have to stop hiding it. That is where healing starts. God binds up wounds, and binding takes time, but the first wrap happens the moment you bring the wound into the light. Now stay quiet for 2 breaths. Do not rush back into noise. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Check your body. Is your jaw still tight? Are your shoulders still up? Let them drop again. And listen, even if you still feel heavy, this is still progress. Because you just told the truth instead of performing. You just handed the weight to Jesus instead of dragging it into tomorrow. Do this again later today if you need to. The point is not one perfect moment. The point is building a new reflex. In the next part, I will give you the 7-day challenge, so this rest stops being a moment and becomes a rhythm you can live in. Now here is how you keep this from being just a nice moment in a video. Because you and I both know what happens. You feel a little lighter for a second, then real life hits again. The same stress. The same triggers. The same old voice in your head. And if you do not build a rhythm, you go right back to carrying everything alone. So I want to give you a 7-day challenge. Simple. Human. No fancy spiritual performance. Just a way to train your heart to heal in layers. For 7 days, do 2 things every day. It will take 2 minutes. That is it. If you miss a day, do not spiral. Just restart the next day. This is not about being perfect. This is about being honest. First, write one wound. 1 sentence. What part of you feels broken today? What stung? What triggered you? What memory came back? What made you feel small? What made you feel alone? Keep it real. No church words, just truth. It can be as simple as, I felt rejected today. I felt abandoned today. I felt anxious today. I felt ashamed today. I felt numb today. I felt tired of being the strong one. Second, write one burden you are laying down. One sentence. What are you releasing into Jesus' hands today? The need to control. The need to look okay. The pressure to fix everyone. The fear of being judged. The habit of carrying guilt. The weight of trying to earn love. Then pray one line. Jesus, bind up my wound. Jesus, carry my burden. Give me rest. That is your daily practice. A wound named. A weight released. A rest received. And let me tell you why this works. Because healing does not only happen in big breakthrough moments. Healing happens when you stop hiding. When you name what hurts. When you hand it over again and again, until your nervous system learns a new reflex. After day 1, you might just feel emotional. After day 3, you might notice you recover faster when you get triggered. After day 5, you might catch the shame voice sooner, and it will not control the whole day. After day 7, you might realize the ceiling does not feel like a wall anymore. Not because your life got easy, but because you are not alone under it. And this is the part I want you to hear. God does not wait for you to be strong. He moves toward the brokenhearted. He invites the weary. He binds wounds. He gives rest. So here is what I want you to do right now. In the comments, write 2 short lines. Keep it simple. My wound today is. My burden I am laying down is. You do not have to explain the whole story. You do not have to share details you do not want to share. Just name it. Because naming it breaks the hiding. And when one person names it, someone else watching realizes they are not crazy. They are not alone. And if you know someone who keeps saying I am fine, but you can see the tired in their eyes, send them this, not to preach at them, to sit with them. 7 days. 2 minutes. 1 wound. 1 burden. 1 line of rest. Do it. Then come back and tell me what changed, even if it is small. Small is how healing starts.